The young Sheldon seasons ranked reveal that none of them were bad, and it was also just a nice chance to further capitalize on the immense popularity of the Big Bang Theory's most popular character. Granted that the idea for the show didn't start as a spin-off for the nerd-centric sitcom, Jim Parsons' involvement made it easier to workshop it to become a prequel show for his fan-favorite character. The original idea for Young Sheldon was for it to be an origin story for Sheldon Cooper, based on his penchant for telling stories about his childhood in Texas. Young Sheldon evolved into something bigger than Sheldon. While it continues to tell stories about his childhood, the prequel expanded its storytelling to other family members. Every Cooper family member had story arcs through the final 7th season. Young Sheldon ended with its popularity at its peak, and it seemed that the show kept getting better and better, especially when the series realized that fans loved Sheldon's family just as much as they loved the future TBD star. 7 Season 1, September 25, 2017, May 10, 2018. Thanks to its ties to the Big Bang Theory, there was an immediate interest in Young Sheldon. It was a hit from the get-go, and for a couple of years, CBS had a solid comedy block airing the show back-to-back in their Thursday time slot. Young Sheldon Season 1 leaned heavily on its connections to its parent series and stayed true to its original premise. While it was an effective way to establish it, the trade-off was that it felt one-dimensional. Each episode was about Sheldon, and it barely had any serialized storytelling. The season was mostly about Sheldon feeling awkward and not fitting in anywhere, whether it was school, his family, or just the world in general. Each installment relied heavily on this, and at the time, only cared about making a show about Sheldon Cooper's origin story. No one realized how beloved his family would become, and it wasn't until they began to develop later that the series finally broke out of the Big Bang Theory's shadow. 6 Season 4, November 5, 2020, May 13, 2021. 2 years after it started standing on its own following the Big Bang Theory's 12-year run in 2019, Young Sheldon finally found its own identity. While it isn't known for honoring previously established continuity, the show has also taken advantage of opportunities to reference the Big Bang Theory in several ways. Young Sheldon Season 4 featured Amy for the first time and confirmed that Sheldon has a son in the future named Leonard Cooper. This was also the season when Sheldon went to college. Young Sheldon Season 4 was the perfect midpoint between being the Big Bang Theory prequel and a show on its own. Later in the year, the sitcom also revealed where Sheldon got the idea for his mobile virtual presence device, MVPD, one of his most memorable and bizarre creations in the Big Bang Theory. Young Sheldon Season 4 was the perfect midpoint between being the Big Bang Theory prequel and a show on its own. Sheldon's story was compelling, something that the latest season struggled with. 5 Season 5, October 7, 2021. May 19, 2022, coming from a strong Season 4 and functioning as the narrative launching pad for Season 6. CBS further diversified its storytelling for Young Sheldon Season 5 by paying more attention to other members of Sheldon's family. At this point, the show was clearly in a transitional stage, veering away from its original premise of being only Sheldon's origin story. Instead of being a lighthearted comedy, Young Sheldon Season 5 also leaned into more dramatic storylines set up in the Season 4 finale. This episode featured George and Mary's fiery argument and the subsequent suggestion of his tendency to cheat. While this never materialized in the series, it was enough to get fans talking. In The Big Bang Theory, Sheldon said that he walked in on his dad cheating on his mom, which never happened on Young Sheldon. However, it also showed that Mary had bad feelings about her late husband, and that was also not the case on Young Sheldon. This season started sprinkling in those hints. 4 Season 2, September 24, 2018, May 16, 2019. Coming from a solid debut year, Young Sheldon Season 2 repeated what worked in Season 1 and sprinkled in some new things. The show's focus was still on Sheldon, but the rest of the cast were starting to get their respective focus as the show explored how Sheldon's existence impacted the people around him. Meanwhile, it also featured fresh plot lines, with the Cooper parents having to deal with financial issues, getting pregnant, and eventually losing the baby.